How's it going, everybody? We're back today with a installation of an aFe Momentum GT cold air intake on a 2020 Dodge Challenger. The item number will be in the description below, so let's go get it. Alright guys, so before we get started, it's recommended that you unbolt the bolt off of your negative cable in your trunk battery. So I've gone ahead and done that, and just for you all, it's a 10mm socket that undoes that battery cable. So now that we're under the hood, we're going to get started and take off this bolt right here in the front, and it is an 8mm socket. So we'll go ahead and do that. And we'll go ahead and set that in our convenient little cup holder right here. Be sure to get this grommet right here, because it does have to go onto the new air intake unit. We'll set it right there. We also have to undo the bolt on our hose clamp right here. I would recommend that you don't drive your car for a while before you do this installation. Let it have time to cool. That way you're working on a cold engine and cold parts. Because if you work on it after you've driven it, your throttle body right here is going to be warm to the touch. We want you to do this as safely as possible. Now that that's loosened enough, you also want to unclip your temperature sensor right there. We'll just set it to the side. You also need to loosen up your air conditioning hose. And this one can be a little bit tricky sometimes. Get it off of there and kind of twist it to the side. And that's all. Pretty much you gotta get your hose clamp off of here if you've loosened it enough. Alright, so one thing I will add that I found out is that I would recommend going and getting just a little flathead screwdriver to help you pop this hose off of the throttle body, which is very easily, because it is a little bit of a nuisance to get off. There we go. Now we should just be able to lift this up out of there. A part that I'd like to mention that is on the back side of this box, you have this plastic piece right here. It's also a little grommet, as they call it, that you're going to have to pry off to go into the new box. There we are, as you can see. So I'll set that there with my other grommet. Something else you need to do is you need to get this little temperature sensor plug in out of the hose so you can put it into the new one very easily. Now you're going to take your old grommet and you're going to slide it right here into this pre-cut out space, as so. After that, you will take this plastic piece And it's got a notch right here in the top, and you're going to match it up with this hole right here. You just slide it in there, just like that. And then you're going to take this other plastic piece, you're going to go ahead and pop it back in to place down here where it belongs. And just so you can see that a little bit better, I'm going to take you there. It'll look like that right there. So now you're going to take your other plastic piece right here. You're going to install this little rubber gasket, as so. This is where your temperature sensor is going to be taking place. There's another little plastic part right here. You're going to have to wedge down in that. That could be a little bit tricky. Have to go slow with it. There you are. You'll be taking your new AC hose, fitting it right here on this little spout. Just like that. So, after you put your new grommet down there, you can go ahead and put your new cabin with the liner on the bottom in place right here. Just sit it so everything matches up and it just kind of rests there. Kind of wiggle it around and it'll find its spot. And what you're going to do is you're going to take your little connector piece after you've put your new AC tube hose on there. You've put your plastic pieces in to where you can put your temperature sensor down in there, and it just sits in there, twists, and it locks. You've put your rubber cup link on the end of this plastic piece with the clamp not tightened all the way, just snugged up a little bit so it doesn't go anywhere. And you're going to put the bigger end of the cup link on this connector, and the smaller end will be to go around your throttle body, as well as the smaller clamp will be to go around the smaller end. So I recommend leaving the smaller clamp off, just so you can make sure that this goes all the way around your throttle body and seals properly. So with that being said, just go ahead and slide this into your cabin. You'll kind of have to tilt up on it just a tad to get it in there, but it should just pop in there and it'll lock, and you'll kind of feel it snap. Then you can kind of take your cup link, stretch it down over your throttle body, ensuring that it goes all the way around. And now that it has, you can kind of push forward and your cabin will kind of slide back into place. Then you can go ahead and put your smaller clamp around it And like I said, with these new supplied nuts with your new intake, they will be 11mm sockets. So we'll go ahead and tighten that up real quick. It's not all the way. We'll just go ahead and snug it up. And you can kind of slide those around where you want them. Then you're gonna attach your new air conditioning hose back onto this piece right here. Just like so. You'll take your plug in for your temperature sensor and snap it back into place just like that. You can go ahead and put your fuel rail cover back on. You just have to kind of lift it up out of the way so you can get to your air conditioning hose. Then we're going to take, lastly, our 8mm bolt, put it back down right here into place. Tighten it up real nice and snug, just like so. Then what I would advise is go back over all your clamps and make sure they're tightened to your likings. This one at the air cabin, and both of these connecting your cup link to your connector to the throttle body. Double checking that you've connected your AC hose and you've plugged back in your temperature sensor. And that is it. I'd strongly advise, before you get too excited like I am, because I'm thrilled to have this new piece into my car, that you remember to go back into your trunk and connect your negative cable back to the battery. And what that is supposed to do is reset your car's brain. That way it understands that it has a new and better intake installed in. Alright guys, that wraps it up for today. We got the intake installed. It looks great. It adds another touch of flavor to the engine bay and it just looks a lot more appealing. I might post a video on how it's affected the driving and the performance wise on a later date if you guys would like that. If this has helped you at all, or if you just liked and enjoyed watching, leave a comment, leave a like, and if you want to subscribe, that'd be awesome. You guys have a good day. Until next time.